Hello. In our Math UC program, students have been starting to learn about division of double-digit numbers. In our Math UC program, there is a very strong emphasis on place value as a way of understanding why numbers are placed where they are in our math problems. I'm going to lead you through how we do a division of double-digit number problem. You will see probably that it is very different than the way that we have grown up doing double-digit number division. But as you follow along, I think you'll begin to understand why we are doing it this way rather than the way that we have traditionally grown up doing it. Later on, we will learn how to do it the way that we traditionally have done it. But for now, we're just learning how to use it with the place values to show why we are putting the numbers where they are. So let me give you an example. We have a number like 84 divided by 4. Now we've been telling students to think of 84 not as 84, but instead think of it as 80 plus 4. We're going to ask ourselves, how many times does 4 go into 80? Alright, so 4 goes into 80, as we know, 20 times. 4 times 20 is 80. And you can see here that instead of thinking of 4 going into 8, we can say that 4 goes into 80 20 times, and students understand now that we are putting the 2 above the 8 there because we are focusing on the tens place. And then we put a 0 in the units place. So we don't get this idea that the 2 is going to go right here, because that can sometimes happen with students. They are forgetting to place the number in the correct spot. So we can get rid of that confusion by saying the 4 times 20 is 80. Now we're going to subtract, just like we usually do. 4 minus 0 is 4. Now we think 4 times what is 4? Or how many times does 4 go into 4? Well, that's pretty easy. We know that 1 times 4 is 4. Now you can see I've put the 1 in the unit spot above the 0. Okay? And that, of course, is equal to 4, and we subtract it. So now at the top here we have the number 20 plus 1, which is equal to 21. Again, a real emphasis on place value there. So now if I go 21 times 4, I'm going to get 84 as my answer. And all the students say, huzzah, to congratulate themselves for matching those two numbers up. Let's take another look at another example here. So I have the number, let's go 91 divided by 3. Again, we're going to think of 91 as being 90 plus 1. So we ask ourselves, how many times does 3 go into 90? And the answer is 30, of course, because 30 times 3 is 90. So I'm going to put my 30 at the top here. Again, we have the 0 over the units place because we are looking at the tens. And we don't want students getting confused and putting the 3 in the wrong spot. So 3 times 30 is 90. 1 minus 0 is 1. Now we go, 3 times what is going to get us close to 1 without going over it? Well, if we think 3 times 1, that's 3, so we're already over. So we're left with 3 times 0, which which is 0. I'm just going to erase that so it's out of the way, and I'm going to put a 0 above there. 3 times 0 is 0. 1 minus 0 is 1. Now, do I need to do that? No, but it just helps us to be consistent in remembering all the steps. That leaves me with a remainder of 1. So, remainder 1. Now, if I go 30 times 3, that's 0. 3 times 3 is 9. Then I go plus the 1, and that gives me 91. Okay, let's do another one. Let's go with 88 divided by 2. And we're going to think 80 plus 8. So 2 goes into 80 how many times? It goes into it 40 times. So 40, sorry about the changing of pens, I'm still getting used to this. 40 times 2 is 80. Subtract 8 minus 0, that's 8. So now we think, how many times does 2 go into 8? 2 goes into 8 4 times, and I'm going to put that over the units there. And that gives me 2 times 4, and that equals 8. And there is my answer, 40 plus 4, which is 44. So now if I go 44 times 2, I'm going to have 88. And that is division of double-digit numbers. Not too unsimilar to what we have done. We're just adding in the place value elements to help students understand why we're placing the numbers where they are. Next time we'll have a look at division of triple-digit numbers, which is going to start getting to be very interesting. We're also showing the students just gradually that they can also look at this and say 2 goes into 8 4 times. But that's a small step that we're taking, and we're just introducing that idea gradually so as to not confuse them. Okay, we want the emphasis to be on showing where we are placing the numbers.